It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to a football first and foremost edition of Press Pass on Fox 47. It was a 3-0 weekend for the Lions, Spartans, and Wolverines, as nearly everyone expected it would be, and it was a great 28 hours for quarterbacks. Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown played pitch and catch as Detroit blasted the Chicago Bears 52-21 today at Ford Field. Former Bears running back David Montgomery had a much better day than ex-Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson did in a hostile homecoming. Michigan State beat feisty Youngstown State 41-24 behind the passing and running of Aiden Childs. The Spartans' biggest problems? Big plays allowed and a big list of injuries. Michigan mauled Central Michigan 63-3 in the Connor Stallions Bowl behind the play of freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, who bounced back from a rough game at Oklahoma. Iowa's Kirk Ferentz passed Woody Hayes with a Big Ten record 206 coaching win. Notre Dame slipped to 0-2 with a crushing home loss to Texas A&M in the final seconds. And the Detroit Tigers had another weird week, outscoring the Yankees 23-3 in 2 romps in New York, but they needed a 2-0 bullpen shutout of the Marlins today in Miami just to have a 3-3 week. Here to talk about all that and more is Team 624, our 2 most frequent panelists the past 12 years. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Spartan insider, and co-host of The Valenti Show with Rico on 97.1 The Ticket. Rico, you're just one of the casualties with this 11 o'clock tip-off next Saturday.
Oh, my goodness. You know what the funny thing was? At the end of the USC-Purdue game that was delayed because of weather, I realized there will still be another hour before the MSU game starts the very next week.
That's true. Also back this week, Tom Crawford, Bluebelly Tom, my broadcast partner for 23 and a half years, everyone's favorite East Lansing Wolverine, a brave cancer battler and creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. Tom, did you get enough football this weekend?
I did, but I'm looking forward to next weekend, being at home, watching that Michigan State-Michigan doubleheader, 3:30 for the Wolverines, 11 o'clock at night. I have to take a nap around 8 o'clock Saturday night so I can watch your Spartans play.
Well, you're not involved with the Lions the way Rico and I are, but you got high school football on Friday nights. We'll be right back. We'll take you to Ford Field up next here on Press Pass.
To Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week.
Goff to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Brown. Noah Sewell plays that position. We're down at 8. Goff going deep. Williams, touchdown. From the 20. Williams in trouble. Aiden Hutchinson, sack number 4 for the Detroit Lions today. Fourth and goal, fake to Montgomery.
Too easy.
To St. Brown, into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown today, and there he goes.
Right into the leap zone.
A lot of happy fans today in downtown Detroit and a lot of happy fantasy football owners. If you had Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Rico, I listened to your pregame show on my drive to Detroit, and I thought the Lions would win the game, but I never saw this one coming. What changed in 7 days?
I think the fact that, you know what, it was a period in, I think it was in the second quarter where all of a sudden Chicago had a fumble, a turnover on down, and an interception. And then after that, the Lions took advantage of it. And Jack, you know what also changed was Ben Johnson and whether they wanted to. They finally admitted a little bit of that in the post game. It was personal for them. You saw that on the 4th and 4, rather than just kicking a field goal. Nah, we got to go for it. We got to show Ben Johnson that, you know what, you're not here anymore. When you hear Brian Branch talk about how personal it was, yeah, that's what it was. It was Ben Johnson, and they were fired up.
Yeah. Guys, when you think about the way this game played out, it looked like the Bears had dodged a bullet and they were going to go in down 21-14, Tom. Thought maybe they had survived all of this, but then they were running out. They were headed down the tunnel or up the tunnel, and they had to come back out on the field. And of course, the Lions took advantage in the last 6 seconds to make it a 14-point halftime lead. I thought that was the end of the game.
A great grab. What, Tesla? Is that how you pronounce it? I'll tell you what. Tesla. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's had 2, top 10 Sports Center, top 10 plays of the week. I'm thinking. I was so impressed in a variety of ways. I mean, it was a complete domination, I thought. But the pass pro was unbelievable on that offensive line, and the disruption that D-line caused, the quarterback pressures. Caleb Williams was not comfortable in that second half at all. A complete demolition of the Bears. Much-needed win, indeed.
The Lions rookie receiver has been asked about this countless times, guys, and it is Tesla with the accent on the second syllable, not like the automobile.
Just think coleslaw, Tom.
Yes.
Coleslaw.
Yeah, very close. Very close.
Tesla.
Rico, how would you compare the days here? You think about Caleb Williams, and he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't Jared Goff, and all those Jared Goff chants were back in full throat today.
I would compare it like this, Jack, that, you know what, Jared Goff showed that he could still get this thing done under John Morton. He didn't take a step back, even though we thought so last week. And for Caleb Williams, maybe, I know this is a foreign concept, but maybe we let him grow. I think we rush all the quarterbacks.
No.
And think, wait, you're not Joe Montana. You're not Tom Brady after a year.
Neither were those guys.
You're a bust. Or maybe they'll get better over time.
You know how many passes those guys threw their rookie year?
Well,
you can count them on your hands and feet.
Yes.
Tom, Dan Campbell promised a win today, but Lions made the most of this, and it's a good thing because you look at their schedule and coming up here at Baltimore, at Cincinnati, even if Joe Burrow is sidelined with the injury today, at Kansas City, at Washington, at Philadelphia. I've never seen a road schedule like this.
It was a must. I like Dan Campbell's declaration because I think he was voicing indirectly to his team in a sort of way. We got to have this win. Look at the schedule, guys. This is a beatable team. And it's not like Kansas City was up against the wall. They're 0-2 now, but they had to beat the best team in football. That's different. This was a winnable game at home, and they delivered. I think it was great psychology that he did make that declaration.
Rico, you're a big believer in this year's Packers, and we saw these teams 7 days ago. Do you think Green Bay is really better than the Lions, and do you think they'll finish ahead of them?
Yes, and yes, I do. Jack, you look, the Lions beat the Bears, and that's great. But Green Bay has beaten they beat the 2 playoff teams last year, and they did it so easily. And I'll ask the question, who does Jordan Love throw the ball to? Who are their wide receivers? Nobody knows unless you're a hardcore Packer fan. Right. They're getting it done, and they're making it look so easy. Now, maybe they're peaking way too soon, but right now, I would say they're the best team, not just in the North, but in the NFC.
Tom, what impressed you or surprised you this week in the NFL? You talk about the Packers, but there were a couple of other teams there. What about some of the field goals that won games, or in the Cowboys case, a 64-yarder sent it into overtime?
Yeah.
And then you saw what happened with the Colts. They had a closing field goal fall short, and there was a penalty. They got a second chance and won the game.
Yeah, I don't, two irrelevant teams in my mind, the Cowboys and the Giants, but I was riveted to that overtime period. I like the new rule, by the way, of that both teams get it. It's not like you can't lose the overtime by having some giving up the offense of the other team driving for a touchdown. But that was an exciting ending.
We'll be back to talk college football, starting with Michigan State next here on Press Pass.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 108 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 8 of my leases and purchases. For new or used vehicles or great service, go green, go Graf.
Coverage, they get a victory.
Brendan Kilpatrick will send Amari Kelly back. He catches that up over his head, and now was able to turn it around with some momentum. Kelly sees space. One man to beat, and he beats him. And Amari Kelly is gone. No! He gets tripped up at the 5. What a return. Austin Bray keeps him out of the end zone. But Amari Kelly ignites this crowd. Childs is in the shotgun. Pressure, he steps away from it. Pumps, now lets it fly, and it's caught. Michael Masonis. Touchdown, Michigan State. Working the opportunity for Michigan State to give it to Tal Tolliver again. No timeouts left for Youngstown State, and Tal Tolliver's going to race in and put it away.
There you see Amari Kelly, and he said in the postgame, guys, don't ever catch a ball the way I did. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. But 83 yards later, it was pretty good for Michigan State. And one of the big differences yesterday, Michigan State using the tight ends, Michael Masunis with the grab and Jack Velling with 6 of them. And then you see Elijah Tolliver, and he might get a little bit more work now. There's going to be opportunity at the running back position. Rico, what grade would you give yesterday's performance? And in 50 words or less, how would you describe it?
I would give yesterday's performance a B-. In 50 words or less, Jack, a lot of missed opportunities out there, a lot of injuries that happened in the game. You won the game, but this was the type of game that you should have dominated and been able to get a lot more backups in, not because of injuries, because you were up so big, and maybe score a touchdown right before halftime.
Yeah. Tom, it wasn't the Spartans' best performance, but you know what an FCS power can do. We've seen it before with Youngstown State in the Jim Tressel days. You saw it with App State. These teams aren't afraid.
No, Youngstown State has athletes, and they had nothing to lose. And, it might have been a minor step back, but when they got pushed, they ended up a 17-point winner. I thought Aiden Childs was terrific. He's on point, 22 of 29, 270. And I like, as you mentioned, usage of the tight end is vital, especially if this Nick Marsh injury is serious. I don't know anything about it, but he's their best player, stretch guy. Yeah. That's huge for next week.
Yes. Rico, let's take a look at what number 2 can do, has done. And you see his numbers for the first 3 wins. And then his numbers this season compared to a year ago when he had 13 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. He's protecting the ball, making a lot smarter plays this year.
It is, Jack, and it kind of goes back to what I said in the previous segment. It's amazing what happens when you give quarterbacks some time. And even his interception was a tip pass that the defender just made a great play in tipping it. But had he not done that, I think he was going to hit somebody I think another tight end for another 20-yard gain. So he's very smart. He takes care of the ball. He values the ball. And you know what, Jack? Unlike last year, I believe he doesn't think that he has to do it all by himself. He trusts his teammates and all the weapons that he has. Tom,
the Spartans are starting much faster this year. And like a lot of Michigan teams that, after 2 minutes, they're up 7-0. This team has scored on the first possession in every game. And last year, that never happened until game 11.
Right. And this is going to be so crucial. I know I talk about this too much, these vital road games for Michigan State, starting with USC, is to get that first score in the game and get those Spartan fans that are out of the Coliseum revved up and maybe have the SC fans second guess. So crucial, especially on the road.
Guys, the problem on defense is really pretty simple. Again, yesterday, not a ton of pressure on the quarterback, but did a great job stopping a guy who just rushed for 264 yards. He had 17 yesterday. But you see what they're giving up in big plays. 5 plays went for 177 yards, and the rest of the time, the other 56, less than 3 yards per play. Rico, what's the problem with the big plays?
They get caught in the bad formation, Jack, and once you get past that first level, there's nobody else that can make the tackle, or it's just bad tackling, and you're not able to get the guy down. That's going to be very problematic because that's what USC is known for is the big play. Right. So, either they get caught in a bad scheme or it's just poor tackling, but it's been a bugaboo all season long.
Rico, what happens to Michigan State in the next 6 weeks? At USC, then the bye, then another tough road game at Nebraska. Then they come home for UCLA, more on the Bruins in a little bit. And then at Indiana and versus Michigan. The next 5 games, which ones do the Spartans win?
Well, Jack, it's the funny thing because I think the next 2 out of 3 games they have to win if you're trying to be a team that wins 8 or 9 games. Now, which ones would I think they'll win? UCLA, I think that they have that. I can guarantee that. Other than that, you're looking at a bunch of 50-50 games at USC, at Nebraska, at Indiana, Michigan, and at Minnesota. UCLA is the only one that I feel confident in saying that they can flat out win. Now, the other ones, can they win? Absolutely. But it's going to probably be like the Boston College game. Don't leave the game early. Watch it to the end.
Tom, Jonathan Smith is the first MSU coach to start 3-0 in each of his first 2 seasons. And here are the 10 3-0 starts in the 21st century. And you see the first 4 there didn't lead to much.
No.
They slipped on a banana peel after that. And then under Mark D'Antonio, they used those as springboards to great seasons, 11 wins or better. Well, what's it going to take for Michigan State to take advantage of this start?
Well, then a lot of those 3-0s in reality, I mean, they're against lesser competition. Everybody's in that category. But, I mean, I think, what I think has to happen, they don't necessarily have to beat USC, but if that's a fourth quarter game, in my opinion, that's a huge building block because you have so many explosive players on that SC team. And if they can keep from getting up the big play, stay in that game, I think they'll beat Nebraska, and then who knows what happens after that.
Stay tuned for injury updates throughout the early part of the week. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at Michigan up next.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
3rd down and 4. Underwood going deep. He's got Morgan. Caught. Touchdown. Samaj Morgan. Underwood design run. Right behind Bredesen. Underwood. In. Touchdown Wolverines.
He might actually be Batman. We need to do a DNA test on him because he could be Batman.
Does he have a mask hidden somewhere?
Yes.
Thanks, Coach.
Quite the third college game for Bryce Underwood. Tom, what did the Wolverines get from a 60-point pounding of the Chippewas in Show Cause Bowl 1?
Well, I mean, Central's not that good, although they did beat a decent San Jose State team on the road. But, they're a middle-of-the-pack at best MAC team. But I thought this was about Bryce Underwood being unleashed a little bit. There was a design run that you saw in the highlights, and then there was an improvising touchdown run. He had 114 yards. This kid is immensely talented, but you have to use that talent and not be afraid, oh, if he gets hurt, we don't have a solid backup quarterback. Let him play. He'll make the throws. He'll make the runs. You combine that with Justice Haynes, you got a pretty decent offense. If that offense line continues to improve, it's shut up a little bit against CMU.
Rico, how impressed were you with Underwood yesterday? Is the Bryceman Trophy campaign back on? And how would you compare him to your guy, Cade McNamara?
Wow, Cade McNamara. That's a blast from the past. Jack, it was impressive because you kind of saw Biff Poggi kind of let the reins loose, and he let him go out there and he let him scramble, and he played very well. I mean, he had a great game, over 200 yards passing, 13 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. He got the job done, and he left Michigan fans feeling very good about their future, very good about going to this game at Nebraska. It's the Nebraska game that I need to see him doing that.
Yes,
okay, it's Central Michigan. I'm not going to take away from the accomplishments. Now go do it on the road, and now I'll be very, very impressed.
Yeah. Tom, looking at a clear obliteration yesterday, what could the Wolverines have done better? You look at this statistical breakdown, and they had more yards in the first quarter than Central Michigan was going to get in 4.
Not a lot better. In fact, I asked the Biffer about tackling, and that was emphasized all week. That was horrendous against Oklahoma. Improved again, lesser opponent, but fundamentally they were much better. But I agree with Rico. Next week determines everything. I'm talking about our mutual friend Angelique Chingelis, who is picking the Huskers to beat Michigan next week. At least what she told me after the game. I think Michigan could pull this thing out. But that defines the season. Probably overstating it, but it defines that season of where it's headed.
She actually had Michigan losing 5 games a year ago, coming off the national championship. He nailed it. So
he did, but I don't know. I think they have enough going to beat Nebraska. But who knows? Our sample size is so small. Who knows who's any good right now?
I mean, the only thing Nebraska has is they beat Cincinnati, so they do have a little bit of a quality win. It was like 17-10.
And neutral at home. Actually, it was Arrowhead was like a home game.
Pretty ugly. Yeah, it was a Nebraska crowd though. Rico, looking at U of M's schedule, they have tough games. Just flipping with Michigan State, the USC game after Nebraska, but they have Wisconsin in there too. Badgers don't seem to be much of a test. Maybe Washington, Michigan State, and then it really lightens up until Ohio State rolls into town. How important are these next 2 games for Michigan to get in the college football playoff?
I think the next 3 games, Jack,
3 games.
because they're on the road. If you can win at Nebraska and USC and beat the Badgers, who were not as good as we thought they were, or either Alabama's just that much better than them, that'll be something. But I keep saying it, and I'm going to say it before, Washington is a team to watch out for. Don't sleep on the Huskies.
Tom, Sharon Moore did not have to miss 2 weeks, and that's what we thought the self-imposed sanction was. It turns out it's 8 days, but Biff Poggi can have a more convincing debut than that. 60-point win, and if you look at these coaching records, Michigan legends, he has the highest winning percentage in might after Saturday.
Well, he's an old guy. He says his kids are as old as Sharon, and he looks at him as a son. But yeah, I mean, he has experience at Charlotte as a head coach, and he lets the coordinators coordinate. And I think he's just going to stay out of the way and let the experts do their thing, kind of oversee everything. But it's a huge, huge game for Michigan. They've got to get a split out of this Nebraska coming up here, these next 2 road games, or I don't think they'll be in the playoff.
Tom, do we know where Sharon was yesterday? Did anybody spend time with him? Was he around? Or
he may have been on the sideline, dressed in a Central Michigan coach.
Yeah, it's funny that I didn't bring it. No one brought that up of where he was. But this next week's different because he was involved in the preparation last week. He will not be involved in the preparation this week. This is Biff running the show, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Still think Michigan would have been better just to let him sit the first two and come back for a conference game. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at college football in general up next.
Welcome back to Press Pass on Fox 47. It's time for Just North of Amazing, brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar in Jackson, Lansing, and East Lansing. Welcome to a world of great flavors and a great place to have fun. Do your taste buds a favor and stop at any One North for a wonderful time. They'd love to see your smiling face.
Our new coach exemplifies all the best traditions of winning football under Hayden Fry. And he's a great fit for Iowa. There isn't any other way to put it. It is with great pride and pleasure that I introduce to you our new head football coach, Kirk Ferentz.
There it is. It's history. This improbable run to glory is complete. He fires downfield. It's caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa! Touchdown on the clock. I don't believe what I just saw. An Orange Bowl BCS Bowl champs. Relentless pursuit of perfection is complete. It's a 12-0 year. 2015 has become a hallmark season by the Iowa Hawkeyes. Kick is on the way. It's gone. And Iowa knocks off, unbeaten until now, the Michigan Wolverines. Ball game over. Celebrate, you Hawk fans. The kick is on the way. It is good. Iowa wins it.
27 seasons in Iowa City, not an easy place to win. And some people's minds, he's a little bit like Tom Izzo in terms of stability and consistency with that program, somebody I've known since the mid-1980s when he was a Fry assistant. Tom, what stood out to you in the third week of Big Ten play? And you see some interesting scores there.
Yeah, there are a lot. Well, let me just throw one nugget. Kirk Ferentz, of all the people that we've interviewed, you and I together, is the most genuine coach I've ever been involved in an interview on those Big Ten media days. And a lot of it was based on your friendship with him. But I just wanted to put that nugget in about him. But the thing that stood out, this is embarrassing to say this. I watched the first half of the New Mexico-UCLA game. I'm ashamed. I feel dirty, like I need to take a shower. That is the worst program I've ever seen. There's nobody in the stands. And Deshaun Foster, I mean, he got whacked this weekend for good reason. Yeah. Tim Skipper, who used to coach at Central Michigan, interim coach. But that was a pathetic team, UCLA. I don't know what their solution is, but that was bad football. That stood out to me of all the things that happened this weekend.
Yeah. I think Wisconsin regrets scheduling that home and home with Alabama. Didn't work out quite.
And that's another little nugget that Angelique Shangelis threw. She thinks that Luke Fickell could get fired at the end of this year.
That's a possibility. That is a possibility. Michigan State tried to hire him.
Yeah.
Going back to 2019. Rico, more than half the Big Ten teams are unbeaten. Which are legit and which are pretenders?
Oh, my goodness, Jack. That is the million-dollar question. Ohio State, I think, is legit. Oregon, legit. Penn State, legit, kind of. But, yeah, because of their coach. Other than that, I don't think that you're seeing anybody else that's like a true playoff lock. I told you I like Washington and the team that nobody ever watches. But the other teams, I think, are going to start beating up on each other from USC to Illinois to Indiana to Maryland to Michigan State, Nebraska.
Yeah.
They're going to start beating up on each other.
Well, we get Illinois at Indiana this week. That is a tough game for the Illini. After that, their schedule gets a little bit easier, too. Guys, the best TD in the Big 18 this week came from a 360-pound lineman. Let's take a look.
Brown, heavy pressure, hit as he throws, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Jarrett, the big guy, rumbling his way. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown, USC. 360 pounds, lumbering 70 yards for the touchdown.
I've seen slower guys than that. You guys remember when Domata Pecco?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
2005.
Michigan, right? Yeah.
2005.
These guys see the end zone, they get a little faster. Tom, you have been to the Rose Bowl, and you sent me a photo earlier today.
There you go.
You know, what happened to Deshaun Foster besides the fact that he can't give a speech? We know that.
Yeah.
But when you follow the money, and that's what your crowd looks like at kickoff, you better be renting.
Yeah, and you're competing against people going to the beach. You have a student body that has to hop on a bus and ride 45 minutes minimal to go to the game from Westwood to Pasadena, and this commute that they have to do. There's just no involvement with that football program. They should have an on-campus stadium, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they've been struggling for a long time now.
Yeah. How about Notre Dame dropping that game to Texas A&M in the last seconds? We've got a new AP Top 25, but Ohio State is still number one. We'll talk Tigers next.
When you're in a welcome back to Press Pass on Fox 47. It's time for our Belting the Long Ball segment, brought to you by Forest Acres Golf Courses and Golf MSU. Play Acres West, the number 3 rated college course in the country, and enjoy some of the best grass tee practice areas in the Midwest. Call 517-355-1635 to make reservations today.
Swung back just enough to catch the inside corner.
High in the air, right field, Judge is back. Parker Meadows is out of here. Deep to right field to tie the game. This one is leveled to left center field and gap worthy all the way to the warning track. Might as well take 3 while you're here. Kerry Carpenter, a 2-run triple. Kaboom, 10-2.
With your pitcher right off the get-go.
Speaking of pressure, there is a comet deep into the night sky. Kerry Carpenter, 2-run shot. The Majesty.
Gary Bonds getting it done for the Tigers. And when you win 11-1, maybe the only way you can top it is to put up 12 the next night in another 10-run win. But the big win was the one they got today, too. Tom, when you look at this team, and just when we think they could have a complete meltdown, they have a 2-0 win like today.
Yeah, I mean, this is a freaking weird team. Let's admit it, guys. They're just weird. I mean, they're fun to watch. They're fun to follow. They're in first place. They will make the playoffs. But I think there's something like 8 or 9 games under 500 since the start of July. So that's what we think of. So we're all concerned about the Tigers. The Scooble thing, people were freaking out that was going to be an injury. But I guess we learned yesterday he's okay. But Flaherty has to pitch way better than he is. Casey Mize, pretty good number 2, but can you count on him? There's a lot of uncertainty going into the playoffs. Tons of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rico, what would you do except cash checks if you were in A.J. Hinch's chair?
Jack, I would be auditioning for a number 2 starter. I would try to find that one guy who can be the guy who can come in and back up Scooble. And I would try to get everything all set. Look, you're going to make the playoffs, but now you got to get this playoff roster and your playoff rotation set. That's AJ's main job, because when it comes to the playoffs, Jack, yeah, it's great when you see the 11-1 games, but as you guys know, it's about defense. It's about winning those 3-2 games, and you need to know who to put out there and who you can rely upon and who you can't.
Tom, you said last week, just don't get swept.
Yes.
Well, they listened to you, but they did lose 3 in a row, and 3-3 is not normally good enough to get it done. But with the lead they built to 15 at one point, looks like they're going to limp in.
Well, yeah, limping in is the term, and it's almost like, I mean, this is crazy to say this, but this team is going to be division champions, but they need a reboot. It's just like Rico said, they got to figure out this rotation and work it to see if it works on a consistent basis. And that bullpen assignment drives me crazy. Is that going to be one of those 4 positions? We don't know. I don't think that's going to work myself.
Rico, when Tarek the Terrific doesn't destroy hitters, and we saw an example of that the other night, 4 runs and 3 1/3 innings, one of the few bad outings he has had all year. What are these Tigers?
That's the $1 million question, Jack. And that's why I said you got to find some other guy who can come out there, because if you start a series off and Scuba loses game 1, chances are you're not going to win that series. So who are those Tigers? That's when they become a bunch of gym class heroes, and you have to hope that somebody steps up and becomes that guy, whether it's Green, whether it's Meadows, whoever it is, somebody has to be the guy.
Tom, the Tigers still have 2 series left against the Guardians.
Yep.
And they finish up in Boston.
Yeah.
6.5 game lead. Is that a little too close for comfort?
Yeah, I kept thinking 7.5, 6.5. Whoa, maybe I should not, just assume that they're going to win the AL Central here. Yeah, but still, with the number of games, what is it, 13 games, whatever the number of games, I'll go back to what I said, don't get swept. The math doesn't work, and Cleveland's not going to win all their games.
Yeah.
So, I think they're in pretty decent shape. But
12 games to go.
Long game. Go ahead.
Yeah. Magic number is 7.
7.
Any combination of 7 Tigers wins or Cleveland losses. Rico, if the Tigers drop the next series with Cleveland, even if they just lose 2 out of 3, it's going to cut it down. But if they lost all 3, cut it in half, and then they have to go on the road after that Atlanta series, you think a lot of people would be wetting their pants?
You know what, Jack? Yes, but here's the best thing that happened to the Tigers. The Lions destroyed the Bears, so nobody's paying attention to this team until the playoff starts.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
he's right.
You won't have any calls tomorrow about the Tigers and those 3 losses, right?
Zero. I promise you. We'll get more calls about Michigan State or the Red Wings than the Tigers.
Yeah.
Wow. Football count.
We'll be right back with our weekly awards in our last show of year 12. Be right back here on Press Pass.
Welcome back to Press Pass on Fox 47. It's time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by Coors Light. Cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish and a crisp, refreshing taste. Coors Light is the official light beer of Michigan State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill.
But only land by Crawford. I think it's more than no nonsense. As Teddy Atlas would always say, Canelo is looking to be friends, and Crawford is not looking to be friends.
Great exchange from Terrence Crawford right there. Canelo.
One of the biggest fights we've seen in a decade or more, guys. Canelo, a lot of people thought would not be beaten, could not be beaten, and Terrence, Bud, don't call me Tom Crawford, did exactly that. And there you see him with a collection of belts. I think he works for the Swank Company there. He's got them all. And you talk about undisputed and undefeated. And this guy started out and he moved up and talking about 3 weight divisions. He moved up to finally catch up to Canelo. Congratulations to him. He might be pound for pound the best fighter we've seen in a long, long time. All right, Team 624, who has been as cool and smooth as a choose chill Coors Light this week? Rico Beard, let's start with you and our play of the week.
Jack, the play of the week, I actually showed you in the press box.
It
It was Ryan Williams, the Alabama wide receiver, 41-yard touchdown. He stops on a dime at the 20 and changes direction. But then I had to throw that all out. Ryan Williams will do that a ton of times in his career and in the NFL. But Jamal Jarrett, 70 yards, touchdown, shout out to the big fellas. He rubs his belly after the touchdown.
Yeah.
It goes to the defensive lineman from USC.
Yeah. How about Iowa with a 95-yard punt return last night, too? Tom, I thought I was watching Tim Dwight.
Yes, very much
again,
so.
right?
Yeah, but Jack, you got to shout out the fat guys for running 70 yards and not
you.
getting tackled.
I understand. Tom, what about our team of the week? What do you have?
Well, you know, I love to go local, and I'm going with the Williamson Hornets football team. Williamson 28, Mason nothing. This is the first time the Hornets have beaten Mason, a very good program, since 2018. First time. 3-0 for the Hornets. Steve Kirsten's been there 24 years. Does a great job out there.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal performance for them. Guys that you both knew, Al Fracassa.
Oh, absolutely.
Had some brushes with him, a funeral Friday, and there was no place big enough to hold everyone who had been touched by Al Fracassa. I want to give a shout out to Michigan State Athletics Hall of Fame class. And there you see them. You've got Tony Keys, soccer sensation on the left, then Mark D'Antonio and Caroline Powers, Corey Moster, Sam Vincent with the second torn Achilles tendon there, the great Nick Simmons. Simmons brothers went through their entire high school career and never lost a match, standing there with Jay Batt. But I also want to give a shout out to all the people who have worked with us on this show, guys, and you two have been there more often than anyone. Our 3 directors now that we have, Faith Steller, Brandon Pellerin, and my guy, Ben Augusta. And we are done with year 12. For better or worse, there will be a year 13. So tune in next Sunday. The same group will be back. In the meantime, have a great week.